Hi, I'm Nick, and welcome to Storytime for Bourne. A few years into his Punisher Max run, Garth Ennis gave us the greatest origin story ever told for the Punisher in Bourne. Many adaptations divorced Frank from his true origin in the jungles of Vietnam, making him a cop or a soldier in another war, but to me, this is the true Punisher origin, even though the actual published origin originally set Frank's military service in a fictionalized version of Vietnam that Marvel also used for Iron Man's origin, invented to avoid political complications at the time. Garth places him right where he belongs, and introduces a new element, even giving Frank a supernatural power of sorts to occasionally absorb and survive severe injuries, granted by the darkest ally imaginable, a promise of endless war offered from one who would profit from evil souls being sent from the earth en masse. See how the Punisher was not made, but born. Firebase Valley Forge, 7 miles from the Cambodian border, late October 1971. The first day. A plane attempting to land at the firebase is hit by anti-aircraft fire, destroying a wing. It fails to land and crashes into the runway, rolling into a giant fireball. Told you. Shit. Pay up, motherfucker. No way he was gonna make it that wing all fucked up like that. We gonna go after him? Charlie'd be long gone by the time we got there. Captain knows that. We got bigger shit to fry. I will not die in Vietnam. My name is Stevie Goodwin, and I am so short I can taste it. I am down to 39 days in a wake-up, and on that magic day, I will step aboard the big Freedom Bird and leave this place behind forever. On the great silver craft that carries me home, I will sleep the sleep of the just, and beautiful round-eyed angels and stewardesses' outfits will smile with joy and bring me cold, cold beer. I will not die here. I will escape these fields of slaughter. I will not re-up and serve a second tour, will not become a combat junkie like so many of the others, forever jonesing for their next sweet firefight, their lethal speedball of adrenaline and tracer. I will not fall in love with war like Captain Castle. Frank Castle is the finest officer the Marines of Firebase Valley Forge have ever known. He is the reason I am sure I will survive this. His dedication to his men is total, not from love. That word and he do not belong together, but from the same determination to do his job correctly that informs his every action. Since he arrived 6 months ago, not one patrol that he has led has suffered KIA. His first tour, so the story goes, began with Tet in '68. The brass in Da Nang detected some dark promise in the young platoon commander, and Special Forces had themselves a new recruit. Within that strange Praetorian Guard, his stars shone brightly. His second tour is mostly mystery, but I've heard talk of wet work in Cambodia, Black Ops, the company, and NBA General sniped just outside Hanoi, and horror stories too outlandish to be true. But now the war in Vietnam is winding down, and no one knows quite to do with the predators it has bred. His third tour saw him sent to Valley Forge, because they had to send him somewhere after all. A specialized assassin in command of infantry, the writing is on the wall. America will soon be gone from here. Alas for Captain Castle, he is running out of war. The squad spots an enemy patrol heavy with guns and supplies carried by oxen. They open fire from within the trees, catching them by surprise. One VC hides behind a tree as most are cut down quickly. The VC begin to run and scatter, but are caught by more gunfire and run into placed claymores. Plastique and ball bearings take out most of what's left, and the final VC runs for it as an American soldier throws a grenade at him like a Hail Mary pass. When the big Freedom Bird takes me home, I will make love to many, many beautiful women, and when I meet the most beautiful of all, I will marry her that very day. She will give me sons, and they will grow up tall and strong as giants, and I will watch them grow and sing with pride. I will take them up into the woods and the mountains and show them the greatest country in the world, the promised land that is their birthright, the good America, the real America, and not this tragic misstep into darkness. In years to come, the boys will learn their father went to war, and gaze on him anew, eyes bright with fascination. They will ask the old man what he did, and who he fought, and where he went, and what he saw there. And I will never, ever tell them. Frank gives the superior officer a detailed report of enemies killed, having taken 0 casualties, weaponry recovered, and what it means for the future. The VC are stockpiling weapons, preparing for a large advance directly through their area. Frank is informed a general will soon be there for an inspection, and he is to give him a tour of the base. The colonel promises to pass Frank's report on to headquarters like all the others, but he can tell the leader's heart isn't in the war effort. The general is upset at the sorry state of the base and of the men, and Frank informs him the last man who tried to enforce order there woke up next to a claymore. Frank explains that the men know their base is low priority for resupply and personnel. It's severely undermanned and under-equipped, and the men are unmotivated. Frank has been able to muster a platoon of good men to continue offensive patrols, seeing that is the only thing they do that matters. The general tells Frank he'll be closing the base when he makes his report. Frank objects, saying they'd be giving the area to the enemy, citing its strategic value as the center of their supply lines. The general tells Frank that the war is ending soon, that Charlie will not be his concern anymore, and if he has anything to say about it, Frank can watch the rest of the war on TV with the rest of the civilians. Frank asks him to come and see incontrovertible proof the base must stay open, promising it'll be worth his time. While standing in front of a sign warning of a sniper over the ridge, Frank guides the general into the sniper's range, and he is soon shot and killed. Very clever, Frank. You got your war as stay of execution. But it won't last. You know that. The things the general said are true. This wonderland of yours is coming to an end. I know you love this. Talk all you want about your duty, about stopping Charlie creeping in and killing half of I Corps in its sleep. We both of us know that, isn't it? When did you ever feel so alive? So full of fierce, black joy? I can fix it so you can do this forever, Frank. There'll be a price to pay, but you can keep on going and never have to stop. Just say the word, and I can fix it. Who am I? Is that what you're asking? Well, who do you think I am, Frank? Stevie Goodwin finds his friend Angel in Coltrane's bunker preparing to shoot heroin. The second day. Stevie drags Angel out to go on patrol. Coltrane wants Stevie to pay for his drug, but he refuses, saying Coltrane wasn't supposed to serve him. Coltrane threatens violence, but thinks better of it when Captain Castle walks into view. Stevie assures him Angel is clean. Before he turns, he looks me in the eyes, and suddenly I'd rather face Coltrane and his razor. Captain Castle cuts no one any slack. A junkie cannot shoot straight after all. But Angel can. The platoon moves out through a gap in the wire. The platoon. Not first platoon or third or even Captain Castle's, but simply the platoon. Because we are the last 29 Marines at Firebase Valley Forge who care enough about the enemy to go and find him. The other 100 plus will fight him if he comes, or run and hide, or OD just before the bayonets go in. But we are hunting Charlie, and each man has his reason. Tedrow likes to throw grenades at people. McDonald has a bag of scalps. The captain is in love with combat, and I am here for Angel. Angel, who killed 3 VC who caught me changing magazines. I could get out of this, of course, sit out my 38 and wake up with the others on the base. No one would stop me. No one cares. Instead, I stay with the platoon. Some of us are here for our brothers. Some of us for our horror stories. Some of us even still believe in duty. Americans through the looking glass, lost in Vietnam. Humping the boonies. Hours go by. Captain Castle believes the Viet Cong are laying the groundwork for an NBA offensive. For the first time in a long time, the whole platoon is out. If we run into Charlie, or his North Vietnamese army comrades, maybe strength in numbers will prevail. Maybe. Tedrow! Sniper! Corpsman up! Face outboard, return fire, now! Corpsman! Fuck! More than one, there's watch behind! Jesus Christ, there's 3, 4! Can't see a goddamn thing! We are being fucked! Ah! Give me the 60. Captain Castle stands and returns fire, holding the usually tripod-mounted gun and blowing one gunner out of a tree. He turns to fire on another. The 60 caliber bullet turn the man into Swiss cheese, and he falls from the tree. The black pig iron in his hand falls silent. Try as it might, the world cannot exhale. This war has bred a saying, oft repeated, payback is a motherfucker. At Valley Forge we have another. If you think payback's bad, you haven't met Frank Castle. The Americans have captured a wounded woman from the attacking party, and one of the soldiers decides to have his way with her. It is not now. I am not here. It is 1963 and I am in 6th grade. Mark Bannerman is fighting Bobby Clark. It is not child versus child. Mark has grown bigger sooner and is handing out the kind of damage that a man can do a boy. Some of us like seeing Bobby Clark get hurt. Some of us are mesmerized. Some don't know what to do. Some of us are just scared of Mark, or of the crowd, or just of acting on our own. Bobby's face shatters and no one does a thing. Wait your fucking turn, you. No rape. We're here to kill the enemy. That's all. Sweet bird of freedom, swoop down for me now. I have to go home. I've had my fill. Can't face what happened. Oh God, what might have happened. Captain Castle stands on the would-be rapist's head, holding him underwater in the river until he drowns. He kicks the man's body in as Stevie watches, praying he wasn't seen. What made you keep quiet? You saw me? When I was walking away. I was scared, sir. That was all. What made you do it? I wanted to punish him. What about the girl? Don't be stupid. I put a VC sniper on a medevac and not a man in the platoon ever trusts me in combat again. I hand her over to Intel. She doesn't tell them shit. The Arbor interpreters take turns with her, then they shoot her in the head. Goodwin, you don't have to be scared of me. But I am. Of course I am. Because this place is hell, and we need a man like him to lead us through it, and what that says about us is unthinkable. Because of the look he has in his eyes, the one that's always there. And worst of all, because what he did to that girl today was his idea of helping her out. We cannot lose in Vietnam, try as we might. The third day. Though our generals are so stupid, our strategy so poor as to all but guarantee defeat, though our morale is trampled in the deepest ditch, shot through with heroin and bitter failure, though we face the toughest, bravest fighters in the world, strange little men with hearts like those of tigers, though we make the world despise us, though we do things that will stain our souls forever, though America eats its own intestines over this, cities riven with unrest, leaders inspiring loathing and distrust, we cannot lose. Because when we are gone, when the brave little fighters kick us out, and we finally lose all stomach for this wretched, knotted puzzle of a war, no one in Southeast Asia or anywhere on Earth will look at what is left of Vietnam and think it's smart to fuck with the United States. Going home on the deck, you know what that means? I know you're gonna tell me. They're staying under the weather, not trying to climb through it. This is gonna be a big storm. Once it hits, we'll have no air support. There's still artillery, Captain. There's our own. We're out of range of everyone else's. We got 6 105s. The crews are too stoned to maintain. What ammunition there is looks like it'll cook off in the breach. We haven't had resupply, and I haven't requested resupply. Or anything else for that matter. Look, you're the only one that hasn't noticed, so I'll spell it out for you. No one cares about this place. The enemy least of all. Everyone knows the war is almost over. We get to go home soon. As long as we don't do anything stupid or raising the eyebrows back in Da Nang, we can climb in a plane and get the hell out of this shithole. All we have to do is shut the fuck up. This could be a bad time not to rock the boat, Obman. Weather like this is perfect for the enemy. I've told you the kind of activity we've been seeing lately. Colonel Obman, for what it's worth. If there's nothing else, could you go away and leave me alone now? What about the base? What about it? You're supposed to be in charge here. You're responsible for the lives of these men. I'm gonna take a shit. Frank considers taking out the corporal for the good of the men, but decides against it, realizing it's likely too late to do any good. What stopped you, Frank? No one would have known. No one would have cared. You'd be acting commander, Firebase Valley Forge, right when the grunts here need you most. 'Cause that's what it's all about, right, Frank? The lives of your men, security of the base, protecting I-Corps from NVA incursion. You have to do your job, and if some prick like Ottman gets in the way, then anything is justified. That's all it is. No more than that. Nothing like, maybe, well, for instance, you just wanted to frag that bastard? Making you wonder, is it, Frank? The way you killed at the drop of a hat? General Patton, MacDonald only yesterday, very nearly Ottman too, and every one of them deserved it. That what got you worried? That urge you have To give every motherfucker in the world exactly what they deserve? Because you can, Frank. You can. I keep telling you, I can fix it for you if you'll only say the word. You can kill every single one of them. That's the gift I'll give you. It can be yours. Goodwin. Sir? Using the springs? Yes, sir. Just, don't let the magazines freezing up at the wrong moment. Not enough of the grunts here do that. Not enough of the grunts here want to go home, Captain. That's what I sometimes think. You must be pretty short by now. 37 and a wake-up, sir. You know I have a family, Goodwin? No, sir. No one really knows anything about you. My daughter's 4. There's another on the way. My wife found out she was pregnant a week after I began my 3rd tour. Hoping for a boy this time. Well, that's great, Captain. I mean, it really gives you something to look forward to stay alive for. I sometimes think they might be my last chance. Should reload those magazines. We took KA for the first time yesterday. The rain the way it is, we're completely cut off. If our luck's gone bad, we ought to be squared away. Right. It looks like your friend down there, headed for Coltrane's bunker. Oh, Jesus Christ. Need a hand? Negative, sir. I'll handle this on my own. What the hell was that supposed to be, Frank? Talking happy ever after with the softest heart in the platoon? Trying to pretend you're just an ordinary Joe? Spare me, will you? And that last chance shit. To deny what you really are, is that what you mean? I'm your last chance, Frank. To be what you want to be. Stevie knocks out Coltrane with his gun butt and drags Angel out into the rain to sober up. I thought you were going to stay off that. Oh, fuck you, Stevie. Angel, you're getting short now. You're down to 2 in 2 days. Can't tell me the big plan to survive Vietnam only to take a smack habit home with you. You've got far, far too much to live for. How the fuck you know that? You got too much to live for. You got college and the job and the motherfucking girl next door ready to spread a pussy for you. You go live like Ozzy and Harriet. All I got waiting for me is a ghetto full of death. We shouldn't be here. No, we fucking shouldn't. I mean, all of us. Americans, we shouldn't have gotten involved here. All we're doing is making an even bigger mess of the place than it was already. And we're screwing up our own country. We've been tearing ourselves apart over there for the last 5 years. This has nothing to do with the real America. Oh, fuck. Stevie, you are so full of shit. I keep hearing you talk about this idea you got, this real America. It's a fucking dream, man. It belonged in the 30s, the 20s. Fuck, the wild motherfucking West. That's the real America right there, back when you was shooting each other, raping red Indians, and calling me N-word. That isn't true. Grow the fuck up. Don't be giving me none of that shit about how there's good along with the bad. How all everybody got to do is work hard and they gonna make it. There's good for you and there's bad for me, Stevie. Ain't no more to it than that. But fuck but. Sappers in the wire! The fire base has come under heavy attack, exactly as Frank feared. Sappers have blown holes in the wire barricades as Frank calls for illumination and flares are launched. The light reveals an entire company of NVA attacking the undermanned and unequipped fire base at Valley Forge. As the men stare on in fear, Captain Castle again asks for the 60. There is a great beast loose in the world of men. It awoke in dark times to fight a terrible enemy. It stormed through Europe, across the far Pacific, and it crushed the evil that it found there underfoot. But when it was victorious, when the crooked cross and the rising sun were done with, the great beast keepers found it would not go back to sleep. The beast has many heads, and on its heads are written names: Lockheed, Bell, Monsanto, Dow, Grumman, Colt, and many more. And they are very, very hungry. So the great beast must be fed, and every generation our country goes to war to do just that. A war for war's sake, usually, and one that could have been avoided. But there must be blood in extraordinary quantities, and whether it is foreign or American is of no consequence at all. And so today, at Firebase Valley Forge, our turn has finally arrived. Today is the day we feed the beast. The last day. Captain Castle! Captain Castle! Sir, we still can't raise the Nang. The storm's playing hell reception. Keep trying. But we got a call back from an armored unit east of here. We lost him, but Penn thinks we can get him back and relay a message. Tell them we've been taking frontals all night and are standing by to be overrun. We need air and RD immediate. Anything they can give us. Sir, Colonel Lama says we can't use the radio. He keeps saying don't rock the boat over and over. Shoot him. Fucking air's gonna be souped in anyhow. Ain't no motherfucking flying in this shit. Oh, hell. They're in, Captain. The whole left flank is folding. So are we. Tell the cannon cockers to fire on this position. Expend all Hotel Echo. Then depress to maximum and load flechette. Fall back on the command post. Pass the word. Come on, you cocksucking piece of shit. Angel, you right-propelled motherfuckers. Get some, get some. Angel, for God's sake. There ain't no God, fool. Look around you. There ain't no motherfucking God. Fire. 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 Stevie Goodwin cowers in fear and is attacked by Coltrane seeking revenge. Frank takes him out with a shovel, saving Stevie's life. What about the command post? Overrun before I got there. The gunners? Bayoneted. There go the junkies. Oh, Jesus! Are we the last? I can still hear firing up at the airstrip. Valley Forge, this is Tusker Leader. Repeat your message, over. No one needed to shoot the colonel, as he had taken care of that himself. Valley Forge, Valley Forge. I was so certain I would make it. The big freedom bird. 36 in a wake-up. I am out of here. In the end, I can do no more than follow on a killer's heels, rushing with him to his Alamo. American jets arrive and strafe the area with napalm. Castle yells to Goodwin to pop smoke so they won't be hit too. He ignites a smoke grenade just as a BC soldier comes rushing out of the flames, still on fire and wielding a bayonet. Suddenly, Stevie is yanked out of the man's path directly onto the big freedom bird. The big freedom bird carries Stevie Goodwin away, surrounded by beautiful round-eyed stewardesses calling his name and bringing him cold beers. Stevie, Stevie, Stevie! You made it, you silly son of a bitch. Time to shit or get off the pot, Frank. You've been hit 3 times now. 4. You'll burn out the barrel on that thing any second. I can help you, but you have to say the word. You know you want to. 3 tours in Nam, Frank. Seeking without realizing. Into the nightmare. Again and again. What was it kept you coming back? What else would you be looking for but this? I can give it to you, Frank. There'll be a price, but nothing's free. Say no, and you're one more KIA on a hill that no one cared about to start with. Say yes, and I'll give you what you wanted all these years. But you have to say it. Say it. Say it. A war that lasts forever. A war that never ends. But you have to say the word, Frank. Yes. Sarge? God, they're gone. They're all just gone. Everything burned up in the nape. There's nobody. Sarge? Get the lieutenant. Hello? Hey, buddy? Are you? Fuck. LT, this is fucked. Just get him on a dust-off, Sergeant. But look at him. I mean, what the fuck went down here? For Christ's sake, what happened? Sergeant, I don't know, and I don't want to know. Just get him on the slick, then he's not our problem anymore. We can finish up and get the fuck out of here. But LT, give me that radio. Stevie Goodwin died with a smile on his face. Frank comes home in his dress uniform, walking on a crutch, his arm in a sling. His wife and children are there to greet him. Frank, and you won't be going back? No. I went as far as I ever want to go this time. I still don't really remember. But I'm never going away again. I'd be stupid to, so long as I've had you guys. It took me far too long to realize that. Frank? We haven't talked in a while, Frank. You've been so busy. Early discharge, a medal or two. A lot of shut the fuck up for a man who doesn't even care. But Valley Forge was so far beyond the normal run of clusterfucks, they don't want anybody talking. And to look at all those faces when you stepped out that Huey. Well, anyway, down to business. You said yes to my offer, Frank, and I delivered. Not every day you beat 24 men to death and soak up 7 bullets, is it? And, well, how can I put this? You remember I mentioned there'd be a price? Too late, Frank. Nothing you can do about it. Things have already been set in motion. Besides, in a moment or two, you'll have forgotten this little talk of ours entirely. Just enjoy what you got for the short time you'll have it. And who am I? Let's just say we're in the same line of work, Frank, and I've been at it for a lot longer than you. Let's just say we'll be good friends, although you'll never hear from me again, and you'll keep me busy doing what I like to do. And let's just leave it at that. Right, Frank? Kinda lost you for a second there. It's okay. It's nothing, honey. Hold on tight. The end.